Good Night, and Good Luck is a 2005 historical drama film directed by George Clooney and starring David Strathairn, Clooney, Robert Downey, Jr., Patricia Clarkson and Jeff Daniels. The movie was written by Clooney and Grant Heslov and portrays the conflict between veteran radio and television journalist Edward R. Murrow and U.S. Senator Joseph McCarthy of Wisconsin, especially relating to the anti-communist senator's actions with the Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations. The movie, although released in black and white, was filmed on color film stock but on a grayscale set, and was color-corrected to black and white during post-production. It focuses on the theme of media responsibility, and also addresses what occurs when the media offer a voice of dissent from government policy. The movie takes its title from the line with which Murrow routinely signed off his broadcasts. The film was nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director for Clooney and Best Actor for David Strathairn. Plot: set in 1953, during the early days of television broadcast journalism, Edward R. Murrow and his dedicated staff, headed by his co-producer Fred Friendly and reporter Joseph Wershbar in the CBS newsroom, defy corporate and sponsorship pressures, discredit the tactics used by Joseph McCarthy during his crusade to root out communist elements within the government. Murrow first defends Milo Radulovich, who is facing separation from the U.S. Air Force because of his sister's political leanings and because his father is subscribed to a Serbian newspaper. Murrow makes a show on McCarthy attacking him. A very public feud develops when McCarthy responds by accusing Murrow of being a communist. Murrow is accused of having been a member of the leftist Union Industrial Workers of the World, which Murrow claimed was false. In this climate of fear and reprisal, the CBS crew carries on, and their tenacity ultimately strikes a historic blow against McCarthy. Historical footage also shows the questioning of Annie Lee Moss, a Pentagon communication worker accused of being a communist based on her name appearing on a list seen by an FBI infiltrator of the American Communist Party. The film's subplots feature Joseph and Shirley Wershbar, recently married staffers, having to hide their marriage to save the jobs at CBS, as well as the suicide of Don Hollenbeck, who had been accused in print of being a communist. The film is framed by performance of the speech given by Murrow to the Radio and Television News Directors Association in 1958, in which Murrow harshly admonishes his audience not to squander the potential of television to inform and educate the public, so that it does not become only wires and lights in a box. Name cast: David Strathairn as Edward R. Murrow, journalist and host of the CBS television program See It Now. George Clooney as Fred W. Friendly, co-producer with Murrow of See It Now. Robert Downey, Jr. as Joseph Wershbar, writer, editor, and correspondent for CBS News. Patricia Clarkson as Shirley Wershbar. Frank Langella as William Paley, chief executive of CBS. Jeff Daniels as Sig Mickelson, director of CBS News. Tate Donovan as Jesse Zuzma. Ray Wise as Don Hollenbeck, journalist for CBS News, accused in the press of being a pinko. Alex Borstein as Natalie. Thomas McCarthy as Palmer Williams. Rose Abdu as Millie Lerner. Reed Diamond as John Aaron. Matt Ross as Eddie Scott. Grant Heslov as Don Hewitt, director of See It Now. Joseph McCarthy as himself. Liberace as himself. Roy Cohn as himself. Production. In September 2005, Clooney explained his interest in the story to an audience at the New York Film Festival. "I thought it was a good time to raise the idea of using fear to stifle political debate, having majored in journalism in college." Clooney was well versed in the subject matter. His father, Nick Clooney, was a television journalist for many years, appearing as an anchorman in Cincinnati, Ohio, Salt Lake City, Utah, Los Angeles, California, and Buffalo, New York. The elder Clooney also ran for Congress in 2004. George Clooney was paid $1 each for writing, directing, and acting in Good Night and Good Luck, which cost $7.5 million to make. Due to an injury he received on the set of Syriana a few months earlier, Clooney couldn't pass the test to be insured. He then mortgaged his own house in Los Angeles in order to make the film. Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban and former eBay president Jeff Skoll invested money in the project as executive producers. The film ultimately grossed more than $54 million worldwide. The CBS offices and studios seen in the movie were all sets on a sound stage. To accomplish a pair of scenes showing characters going up an elevator, different floors of the building were laid out on the same level. The elevator was actually built on a large turntable at the intersection of the two floor sets, and rotated once the doors were closed. When the doors reopened, the actors appeared to be in a different location. In doing so, the movie exercised a bit of dramatic license. The CBS executive offices at the time were located at 485 Madison Avenue. CBS News was located in an office building just north of Grand Central Terminal, and the See It Now studio was located in Grand Central Terminal itself, above the waiting room. For dramatic effect, all three areas were depicted as being in the same building. Clooney and producer Grant Heslov decided to use only archival footage of Joseph McCarthy in his depiction. As all of that footage was black and white, that determined the color scheme of the film. A young Robert Kennedy is also shown in the movie during McCarthy's hearing sessions. He was then a staff member on the Senate subcommittee chaired by McCarthy. Music. A small jazz combo starring jazz singer Diane Reeves was hired to record the soundtrack to the movie. This combo was featured in the movie in several scenes. For example, in one scene the newsmen pass a studio where she is recording with the rest of the band. The CD is Diane Reeves's second featuring jazz standards, and it won the Grammy Award in 2006 for Best Jazz Vocal Album. Soundtrack. The soundtrack to Good Night and Good Luck was released on September 27, 2005. Reception. The film was critically acclaimed upon release. It was named Best Reviewed Film of 2005 in limited release by Rotten Tomatoes, where it achieved a 93% positive review rating. The movie received 6 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture, Director, and Actor. Libertarian Jack Schaefer, a columnist for the online magazine Slate, accused the film of continuing what he characterizes as the hagiography of Murrow. Roger Ebert, in his Chicago Sun-Times review, contends that the movie is not really about the abuses of McCarthy, but about the process by which Murrow and his team eventually brought about his downfall. It is like a morality play, from which we learn how journalists should behave. It shows Murrow as fearless, but not flawless. Margaret Pomeranz and David Stratton from the ABC show At the Movies each gave the film 5 stars, making Good Night and Good Luck the only other film besides Brokeback Mountain to receive such a score from the hosts in 2005. Both described the film as beautiful, but also praised Clooney for the film's importance. Margaret commented that the film is so important because it's about things that are really vital today, like the responsibility of the press and examining the press a role in forming opinion. David noted, though the film is in black and white, there's nothing monochromatic about Clooney's passion for his subject or the importance of his message. One complaint about the film among test audiences was their belief that the actor playing McCarthy was too over the top, not realizing that the film used actual archive footage of McCarthy himself. Awards and nominations. The film was nominated for 6 Academy Awards at the 2006 Academy Awards, for 6 BAFTAs at the 2005 BAFTA Awards, and 4 Golden Globes at the 2006 Golden Globe Awards. The American Film Institute named Good Night and Good Luck as one of the top 10 movies of 2005.